Hey, quick question before we get started today. Should billionaires exist? Bernie Sanders recently said that the government should tax all income over $1 billion at 100%. That means the government would take everything over $1 billion. As Sanders said, quote, "I think they can survive just fine," end quote. And I'm curious, do you agree or disagree with that? I would love to know, so please let me know in the comments. And with that, let's get into our nationwide news. Guaranteed income programs have been popping up all over the country over the last few years. These programs give hundreds and sometimes even thousands of dollars a month to low-income families over the course of at least 12 months. There are no strings attached. Those who are selected can spend the money however they want to. The city of San Francisco was one of the first cities to do this, and they recently released the results of their program. This is a big deal because a lot of people were really pessimistic about this. They said the program couldn't work, that people would just waste the money, that it would make people lazy or whatever, but that's not actually what happened. According to the results, the majority of participants spent that money on food and rent, or utilities, clothing, transportation, education, insurance, or medical costs. The city declared the program a success, and hopefully this will encourage other cities to start running programs of their own as well. Now, I've also found some awesome programs that can help you triple your food benefits this week. Now, I know I've been talking a lot about double up food bucks, but some states have gone even farther, and you can actually triple your benefits in some states. For example, in South Carolina, the Healthy Bucks program will give you $15 in extra vouchers when you spend $5 in SNAP benefits. You can do this daily, which means you can turn that bare minimum $23 in food stamps into $83 if you use your card strategically at participating markets. You would spend $5 a day, get $15 a day, and turn that $23 into so much more. We have found a lot of programs like this. You can get the whole list at lowincomerelief.com/doubleup. All right, what's next? More than 4.4 million Americans will receive a settlement check from TurboTax as a result of the settlement I told you about last week. I'm not going to recap all of that again, but as I promised, I did reach out to the third-party administrator in charge of sending those checks because I was concerned about people who have moved since, 2016. And they told me, quote, "If you moved since filing your return and have filed a change of address card with the USPS, we either already have your updated address or it is likely that the payment will be forwarded automatically to you. We will not be processing address updates or reissue requests until all payments have been mailed and have allowed sufficient time for delivery. If you have not received your email or your payment by June, you can contact them at info@agturbotaxsettlement.com to request that assistance." Two federal legislators from Oregon have introduced a new bill called the Build Housing with Care Act. And I actually love this, guys. It would connect childcare with affordable housing by providing funding to build childcare centers into affordable housing buildings. It would also cover the cost of retrofitting existing low-income housing to fit family childcare centers. The bill would place priority on housing that exists in childcare deserts and rural communities so that families living there can get access to childcare, and that helps them work and do so many other things. The bill would provide 120 new child care centers, and if you support that initiative, be sure to tell your federal lawmakers to support the Build Housing with Care Act, because I think that would be fabulous. JP Morgan Chase and other financial leaders have teamed up to support a program called Family Self Sufficiency. This program is designed to help low-income households with one-on-one financial coaching and managed escrow accounts. After 5 years, families leave the program with an average of $8,100 in savings and a credit score that is improved by, on average, 69 points. The program is managed by Compass Working Capital, and according to their website, you are likely eligible if you receive financial assistance for housing, such as a Section 8 voucher, mobile housing voucher, or if your rent is based on your income. The program is rapidly expanding, but appears to only be available in Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Missouri, Pennsylvania, and Washington, D.C. at this time. This next update is a little weird, but I really want to hear your thoughts about this. Would you want a free TV if it came with a second screen dedicated to showing you ads continuously, like all the time? Pluto TV's co-founder Ilya Pozin has created a startup called Teevee Corporation, which plans to produce TV sets for free that include a second screen that is just there to show you ads. Like I said, the sets are free, and the company will make money by streaming those ads and informational widgets continuously on the secondary screen. The company has not released exact dimensions yet, but Gizmodo reports that the TVs will be a standard size and that the advertising screen would be about the same height as a phone. The TVs are expected to be released later this year, and I'm really curious to see how that plays out because it kind of sounds awful to me. Okay. And finally, I know that dealing with debt can be very overwhelming. I've been there. And I've been getting a lot of messages lately from people who are being absolutely bombarded with harassing collection calls. If you're dealing with debt and you want relief from that, call 866-530-9949 to reach our sponsors at Care Connect USA. They can help you contact your creditors, negotiate reduced payments, and even reduce the amount you owe. They can also get those collection calls to stop, and again, that number is 866-530-9949. Before we move into our local news segment, I just want to talk to you for a moment. I know I haven't been very active in the comments lately because I'm dealing with some health issues right now, but I have been reading all of your comments, and I know that many of you have noticed that I haven't been feeling particularly great when I do these videos lately. I really appreciate your concern for me, and I'm so thankful to have this wonderful community here. I do read those comments even when I can't respond to them. And I just want to let you know that you guys are all wonderful. I have a pretty bad headache today. That's why I'm hiding in the shade. But it's important to me that I show up for you guys anyway, even when I'm not feeling great, because I know we're all dealing with our own stuff here. So with that, let's get into our local news. In Alabama, there's still a ton of money available to help you with your heating and cooling bills. You can apply with your local Community Action Council. In Alaska, a new documentary is highlighting the childcare crisis in the rural parts of the state. The majority of Alaska is deemed a childcare desert, and 61% of Alaskans can't access childcare because licensure requirements make it almost impossible to open those centers. So the documentary is hoping to raise awareness of that and help people establish those centers where they're needed most. So I think that's a great movement. In California, low-income Santa Barbara residents may be eligible for up to $15,000 in assistance through the Low-Income Household Water Assistance Program. This is insane. According to the Santa Barbara Independent, a family of 4 can earn up to $62,313 per year and still qualify. The program will provide a one-time payment between $2,000 and $15,000 towards your utilities. But it's important that you apply right away, because the city is reinstituting late fees in July and shutoffs in September, but it doesn't look like you even have to be late on those bills to get that assistance. So if you live in the Santa Barbara area, please look into that. Also in California, low-income San Diego County residents can apply for a one-time $4,000 grant through the Recovery Action Fund for Tomorrow program. This program is designed to help low-income families who are impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The application period opened this week, and you have to apply by May 21st. In order to be eligible, your household must have an income that is at or below 200% of the federal poverty level, which is about $30,000 for a single person or $60,000 for a family of 4. Only 2,250 people can receive this grant, though, so if they receive more applications than they can fill, people will be chosen at random. You can apply on the Jewish Family Services website, but please know that you don't have to be Jewish to receive these funds. It's open to anyone. So, in Florida, a new study by the Florida Policy Institute found that the state lost up to $5 billion or more in federal assistance by ending those emergency allotments early. Since it's notoriously difficult to get help in Florida, I'm hoping that framing the situation this way will get attention of local lawmakers and encourage them to participate in programs that actually help their residents and their economy. In Georgia, the Summer Cooling Assistance Program has opened for all low-income households. In order to be eligible, you must pay cooling bills, usually an electric bill. You must meet income limits and be a U.S. citizen or non-citizen admitted for lawful permanent residence. In order to apply, you need to contact the Community Action Council for your county. In Hawaii, a new bill has been passed that would increase low-income tax breaks. They've doubled the maximum state-earned income tax credit, doubled the food excise tax credit, and increased the child and dependent care tax credit as well. It's just waiting for the governor's signature, but the governor has already stated that he supports these measures. Earlier this year, he said that every family of 4 could expect to get $2,000 in relief under this plan. You okay, darling? In Iowa, Polk County has introduced a down payment assistance program for low-income homebuyers. The county will loan you up to $30,000 with a 0% interest rate toward the purchase of your home. The loan does not have to be repaid until the home is sold, refinanced, or until the home is no longer your primary residence. You can apply with a participating mortgage lender such as Neighborhood Finance Corp. Also in Iowa, a new reentry house is being remodeled in Iowa City. The home, which is located at 719 Page Street, will provide housing for 6 low-income men for up to 2 years after their release from incarceration. The house will provide on-site case management and supportive services to help with their reentry process. In Kansas, the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program will be distributing $50 in coupons for free fruits and vegetables for seniors. In order to be eligible, you must be at least 60 years old or at least 55 years old if you're a member of an Indian tribal organization, and meet income limits. The income limits are currently about $27,000 per year for a single person, which is about $2,248 a month. You can apply starting June 1st with your local county health department. In Massachusetts, Somerville has extended their free taxi service program for low-income residents. The program is called Taxi to Health, and it began during the pandemic. This week, it was announced that the program will continue through October 31st, 2024. The program provides 12 free taxi vouchers at a time to low-income residents. The vouchers can be used to help you get to the grocery store, the farmer's market, food pantries, or medical appointments. Residents can reapply every 3 months for 12 more vouchers, meaning that you can essentially get 1 free taxi ride per week through this program. We have an application link for this on our website, so be sure to check that out. Also in Massachusetts, sorry about the background noise. Also in Massachusetts, the Volunteer Lawyers Project is helping low-income landlords. They can help process financial assistance applications and provide supportive services. To be eligible, you must be a Massachusetts resident who is renting out part of the home that you live in. You must also meet certain income limits. The service is free for anyone who earns 200% of the federal poverty level or less. In Michigan, the Kalamazoo Humane Society launched a new program this week called Vet Reach Kalamazoo. The program is funded by grants and seeks to provide affordable veterinary care, free wellness clinics, free vaccine clinics, and low-cost spay and neuter services to low-income pet owners in the area. Their first event will be hosted on May 15th at the Kalamazoo Farmers Market. The event will run from 1 to 5 p.m. In Minnesota, a new bill has been passed that would provide free college tuition to low-income students at public colleges and universities in the state. The plan is called North Star Promise and would help families who make $80,000 or less per year. Students would have to remain in good academic standing to continue receiving that scholarship, though. Also in Minnesota, a free legal clinic for veterans will be held at the American Legion Post in Shakopee? I don't know how you say that. Somebody better tell me in the comments. On June 1st. The clinic will run from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. They will have veteran service officers, attorneys, and child support officers there to help provide assistance. It's all free, and you don't even need to pre-register. The event plans to help veterans solve legal concerns, as well as get help with housing, benefits, debt collection, expungement, family law, taxes, and all sorts of other things. In Missouri, state lawmakers are hoping to set aside more funding to help pay for childcare for low-income families. The bill is waiting for the governor's signature. In New York, you may be able to get a free air conditioner. In order to be eligible, you must meet HEAP income limits and have at least one household member that is over age 60, under age 6, or someone who has a medical condition that is worsened by extreme heat. The income limits may vary, but a household of 4 can earn up to $5,485 per month and still qualify for this assistance. If you are eligible, they'll pay for the air conditioner and the installation charges. Applications are open now and will remain open until August 31st or until funding runs out, whichever happens first. If you live in New York City, you can apply online at access.nyc.gov or by contacting your local HRA Benefit Access Center. If you are outside New York City, you will need to contact your local Department of Social Services instead. A new low-income housing tower in the Bronx has opened, a housing lottery. There are 106 senior apartments available in the lottery. In order to be eligible, you must have at least one household member who is age 62 or older. You must also qualify for Section 8 and earn no more than $60,000 per year. Those who are selected will pay no more than 30% of their income toward rent for the studio and one-bedroom apartments. Applications are open until June 30th. You can apply online for the Casa Salinas Senior Complex at housingconnect.nyc.gov, and we have a direct link to that on our website as well. Also in New York, the MTA has announced that they will provide a 25% toll discount to low-income frequent drivers who earn less than $50,000 per year or who receive federal benefits. In North Carolina, Pitt County residents need to know that the deadline to apply for the Low-Income Household Water Assistance Program is May 31st. This program will pay part of your water bill as long as you meet the income limits and you pay for water. You do not have to be disconnected or at risk of disconnection in order to receive that assistance. You can apply at epass.nc.gov. In Pennsylvania, the value of SFMNP has doubled this year. If you're a low-income senior over the age of 60, you can get up to $50 in free food vouchers through this program. It is open now in most counties, but you need to contact your local area agency on aging to get those vouchers. The income guidelines have also increased, so you may be eligible this year even if you weren't eligible last year. In Washington, a new low-income housing complex for seniors is being built next to the Snow Valley Senior Center in Carnation. There will be 15 apartments available, and they are expected to be ready next year. In order to be eligible, you will need to be at least 55 years old. 8 units will be reserved for those with very low incomes. Sorry, I had a phone call coming in. 8 units will be reserved for those with very low incomes, and another 5 will be reserved for low-income veterans. In Washington, D.C., the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority is offering more assistance to low-income riders. In their new budget, if you receive SNAP benefits, you will be able to get a discount. My goodness, you chew so loudly. That's all the news that I have for you today. Please don't forget to check out our recent video on disability grants. I thought that was really helpful, and I will see you there. Have a